A memorandum of innovation is signed between Aruba and the company Philips to implement more LED lights on the island. Plus, in today's lifestyle segment, we'll check out a video that doesn't depict the human race on Earth as the greatest creatures. And Aruba's streetcar wins a prestigious engineering award. 15 on 15 starts right now. Hi everyone, thanks for watching. I'm Yenta Liu. A memorandum of innovation has been signed between Aruba and the company Philips. The purpose of the MOI is to place LED lights on all buildings and streets on the island. Prime Minister Mike Amon, together with Minister de Meza, signed a memorandum of innovation with representatives of Philips. The idea to have a partnership for more LED lights to be installed has been in the works for a while. With this step forward, it is becoming reality.
We've been working on this project quite some time, but now we're going into the execution of bettering our illumination in the public areas, in the public buildings. As you would know, we have a very ambitious target for the year 2020, so that Aruba would be 100% on alternative energy, a fossil fuel-free economy.
Minister de Meza reveals the success so far with green energy and what to be expected within a few years' time.
We already managed to lower between 2008 to 2013, right now as we speak, our CO2 emissions by 50%. And we foresee in the next 2 to 3 years that we'll be at least around 70% lower in the CO2 emission as it was before.
Speaking of being green, a science fair put together by EPI students put their best innovation foot forward to make something that could benefit the environment, nature, or their homes. The students got pretty creative. Check it out. It was a big day for EPI students on Thursday. A project they have been working on for a few weeks was put on display to be graded. Some students chose to build a cart that drives from point A to point B. Others went a bit more simple with batteries and electric wires, like this one. Many students opted to create greenhouses to showcase their knowledge on being environmentally friendly. Many greenhouses were the stars of the show. Some projects looked more amateur than others. There were a few students who put a lot of time and effort into creating their masterpiece. This one, for example, could be mistaken as a professionally done model. One of the main themes of the science fair was technology. A smart room was made, and inside students showed how your smartphone can control many parts of your house, from the air conditioning to the fan and even TV. Moving forward in other local news, the addition of superfood on Sasaki makes a trip to the grocery store much more convenient for tourists and timeshare owners who are staying in La Cabana and Tropicana. Just one highway separates them from a quick trip to the store, but it seems as though everyone is looking for the fastest way to get there and not the safest. All day long, there is a continuous flow of tourists walking to and from Superfood on Sasaki. Here you see an elderly couple carrying bags of groceries slowly crossing over Sasaki, while cars are driving 80 kilometers an hour. This is a major concern.
The issue is that they're hopping the fences and they're not making their way to the designated crosswalks, and they're cutting across the busy highway. Typically they're going during the busiest times of the day, rush hour traffic, when people are heading to or from work. So we're just concerned that somebody's going to get hurt crossing the street and there might be an accident.
We obviously have safety concerns, not only for our owners and guests, but also for our associates that also use that intersection to obviously go east towards their apartments, their homes. And so we want to just bring that to the attention of the authorities that are responsible to add signage or control that traffic situation.
Be sure to tune in on Monday night where we have the full story on this. We discuss with the general managers of both properties what are the possible solutions to this dangerous situation. Both the general managers say Superfood has been a great addition to the neighborhood, but something has to be done before an accident happens. 15 on 15 and Noticia Anoche will both have the full story on Monday night. And on that note, we will be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back from the break. It's fair to say the human race consumes the world more so than any other species. An animated video depicts this fact and puts things into perspective for us. Take a look. Let's take a break. Here's what's coming up next. The team from the United States who built the tracks and streetcar for Aruba has been given a prestigious award for their work on the island. Take a look. The streetcar operating in Orangstad is said to be a unique, one-of-a-kind transportation. Up-to-date technology is used on Aruba's streetcar. Sam Schwartz, the engineer behind the project, explains the award.
Now, there are a lot of different awards. There are silver, there's platinum, there are gold, but the highest award is the Diamond Award. And we'll be receiving the Diamond Award tonight from the American Council of Engineering Companies for the Aruba Tram. The Aruba Tram is a new technology, no overhead wires, there's no pollution. It's a clean technology. It fits in perfectly with a sustainability mission that the Prime Minister has and that the island has.
The streetcar was up against some pretty incredible infrastructure in New York.
The uniqueness of the Aruba trolley is what really makes it different from others, and that is in urban transportation today, in transit systems today, when they are putting rails down the street, they almost always have overhead wires, and that they have separate power stations, and then they have voltage regulators every half mile. So while it's a good, clean form of transportation, it's really a form of transportation that's difficult to install and very expensive to install, and really wouldn't fit the island of Aruba.
Engineers say it wasn't easy fitting the streetcar project into an already developed area.
The streetcar system that we're installing in Aruba is the world's first hydrogen-powered streetcar system running on tracks in the city streets.
The latest method and technology is used on Aruba's streetcars.
The technology involved in the streetcar program is very challenging due to the fact that our cars operate without any overhead wire whatsoever. All of the energy required to operate the cars for a full-day service is provided on board the cars. In this case, we are providing hydrogen fuel cells on board the cars, which are powered every night by high-pressure hydrogen, and during operation they charge the batteries on board the car, which make the cars operate.
2 more streetcars will be coming to the island in September, 1 red and 1 orange. That is our show for today. Thanks for watching. We'll be back here with a brand new edition of 15 on 15 starting Monday night at 7:15 p.m. right here on Channel 15 ATV. So we will see you then.